Kochie's Business Builders is proudly brought to you by our partners Dell, PayPal, KPMG and Amex, who are helping small businesses grow.
Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, we help a boutique legal firm shaking up the law industry through technology. Meet an entrepreneur using lessons from space to revolutionise your gym workout down to just 20 minutes a week. And how to repair a bad credit rating. G'day and welcome to Kochie's Business Builders. Well, the days are certainly warming up, and today we've got some great tips and tricks for you to spring into action and grow your small business. Now, reviewing a legal contract can be a daunting task, and navigating its legalese can be both costly and time-consuming. But boutique law firm Checklist Legal is creating methods to simplify the contracting process that not only makes the exercise easier for both parties, but is creating opportunities to turn it into a revenue-generating process as well. Dell Technologies Ambassador Joe Burston spoke with Verity White, founder of Melbourne-based Checklist Legal, to find out just what was behind this drive to revolutionise the law industry.
Welcome, Verity. Please tell us about yourself and how you got into this industry and how you got into this business.
Thanks, Joe. So I started out as a junior lawyer and started writing about legal innovation initially.
And what does Checklist Legal really do for the client?
The ultimate output is an amazing contract that really helps the business run a lot more smoothly and gives the legal teams a lot less stress and admin hassles. It gives female founders a lot more confidence in their business, that they understand their terms and can actually apply them. So the way that I do that as well is quite innovative and uses lots of technology to make sure that the services are delivered in a way that perhaps traditional law firms aren't used to, creating a contract that will work in an online environment, explaining contracts and legal services in a digital way with video walkthroughs and lots of other tech involved.
Where does that passion come from? What is the drive and the purpose of starting the organisation?
Started to notice things when I was a junior lawyer that the contracts were quite confusing. So when I started looking at these contracts and started trying to automate them, I thought there's got to be a better way to do this to make them clearer and faster. And so that's why I'm really passionate to make contracts easier, because if you can make decisions faster, you can make business easier. It's one less stress.
Essentially, you're servicing lots of small businesses and a lot of female-led businesses and making that idea of contracts a much simpler thing to understand. How are you using technology to enable that?
What I try to do with my legal services is do video walkthroughs. So I'll present, a contract on the screen, record it, and just talk my clients through that contract, so that way they can stop, pause the video, ask questions, comment on the video. And I find that's really useful, to have those asynchronous communications. My clients are really enjoying that as part of the service delivery.
What are some of the key challenges that you're facing at the moment at Checklist Legal?
I've wanted to do more with video and more with technology, but the frustrations of things not working or things being slow can really put a dent in your productivity. I think that has been a bit of a challenge for me.
When we come out of the situation that we are in, Verity, you're going to need great devices. You need mobility, connectivity, battery life, but on an instantaneous basis, because that is the difference between securing new customers and not.
That's right, yes.
After the break, Joe will join me in the studio as we chat further with Verity to find out more about the technology issues her and the team at Checklist Legal face and offer some ways to turn those challenges into opportunities. See you then. Earlier on the show, we met Verity White, founder of boutique law firm Checklist Legal, to find out how her team is shaking up processes in the legal industry with contracting methods which are less daunting and can actually generate revenue for the issuing party. Back with me now is Dell Technologies Ambassador Joe Burson and Verity, who joins us from Melbourne. Now, Verity, I understand that this new way of contracting was born out of your own desire as a lawyer to make contracts easier to comprehend.
It was a real problem that I was finding with my own work, but also with a lot of the business owners that I was talking to, that they didn't understand contracts. So I wanted to make contracts a lot easier to understand and better for business.
Verity, it's such an innovative business, but I imagine it's not been without its own challenges. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the issues that you've faced on the journey so far?
Working online, I think you really miss that face-to-face interaction with your clients and being able to pick up on a lot of the cues that you might miss over the phone. So being able to have really good technology that can overcome those barriers and make the whole client interviewing process more seamless, I think is really important.
What I think would be a great solution for the issues, Verity, would be Dell Technologies Latitude, which features minimalistic design and maximum productivity. It has brighter screens and Comfort View Plus, and Dell Optimizer, which is a built-in AI that adjusts to how you work whenever work happens.
Fantastic. It is so important for me to be able to work on the go. Do you have any advice for when I'm running workshops?
Absolutely, Verity. And not only is the Latitude tablet detachable, but a Dell 24-inch touch monitor to complement that would also be a perfect solution for those needs.
Oh, fantastic. I think a touch monitor will be really useful. Working away from home base, it's a bit challenging when you're in a meeting and you run out of juice when you're just about to present the crucial slide.
Well, another great feature is the Latitude detachable has express charge. The Dell Optimizer extends runtime and improves battery performance by adapting to your patterns. An express charge boost delivers up to 35% charge in about 20 minutes.
Oh, that sounds really great.
And Verity, tell me where you hope the business will be in 5 years' time.
I'm really hoping to streamline my service delivery process and make it scalable so that I can take it a lot wider than what it is currently. I also have a book coming out, which is really exciting, Create Contracts Clients Love. So I'm hoping that will help me connect with a lot of my ideal clients.
Gee, an exciting few years ahead. Look, wish you all the very best of luck with the book launch and all the future plans for Checklist Legal. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Joe.
And thank you once again, Joe, for helping us out to solve the technology challenges for yet another Australian success story. Now, did you know that Australia is home to the biggest herd of wild camels in the world? Yep. And because our camels were introduced in the 1840s, they don't have the same diseases plaguing other camel populations today. As a result, Australian camel milk is a sought-after commodity. Let's hear from an entrepreneur setting out to meet the global demand and discover his foundation for building a successful business.
Hello, my name is Marcel Steingesser. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Good Earth Dairy. We are producing camel milk beverages to the Western Australian market, and we're looking to scale our technology and also produce camel milk powder for production of powder products such as infant formula. My top 3 tips for business success are people, people, and people. You want to make sure you recruit and build a strong team because you're only as good as your people. This is something everybody already knows, but it's worth reflecting on. Every company has defined its core capabilities required to succeed against the competition. You must ensure your team complements these strategic strengths, shares your values, and is motivated to perform.
Hi, thanks for tuning in. Now, here at KBB, we love connecting and supporting Australia's small businesses like SpeedFit. Mate Vahalik set out to help time-poor people stay fit, combining personal training with technology that was originally designed to help astronauts maintain their muscle mass in space. SpeedFit offers a workout so efficient you only need one 20-minute session a week. We met with Mate to find out how he's grown his business from Perth to now have 30 studios across Australia in 8 years.
Hi, my name is Matej Varhalik, and I'm a CEO and co-founder of SpeedFit. I established this business 8 years ago, and we slowly kind of building our footprints across Australia to give as many Australians as possible access to this amazing technology. So SpeedFit combines personal training and EMS, which stands for electromuscle stimulation. So that technology helps you to engage your muscles, and it makes your workout much more efficient. They developed it originally for astronauts to keep muscle mass up in space. And since, I would say, early 90s, it was a big thing to use it for athletes to make them faster. And then it's kind of evolved to general public fitness concept in Europe. My experience with EMS started when I was injured. My physio told me about this amazing technology, and I used it, and I've seen how it was beneficial for me. So I thought there must be much more people out there looking for the same solution. When we launched the business, we were not sure who we actually targeting. So that's something that we learned as we were growing, that actually the most stable, most successful clients were a specific demographic. And then based on that observation, we pretty much fine-tune our marketing, branding, layout of the studios to make sure that we can cater for that specific demographic. So what we found at SpeedFit actually, that we're really attracting people or demographic kind of like me in a way. So usually they are 35 years old and plus. Mostly actually females, people who are looking for like very efficient workouts, so they might be busy already with their career, they might have a family, little kids, we have so many moms. We have a lot of people who are injured, so they can't really go to the gyms and lift any weights because of their limitations, and elderly clients as well, who are looking for a low impact exercise. Pretty much word of mouth was something that was really driving our business. When you launch typical gym or when you launch any like high intensity interval training, people already know what it is, and it's very familiar. So I think it's for any other technology, you have a bit of challenges to go and explain the benefits to people. When you're launching new technology, when you're bringing something very new, you need to understand it's a long run. It's not going to happen overnight. Like the amount of exposure you need to get to go to these people, get them experience it, and then really take it as their own thing, and then build your lifetime clients. That takes time. So the challenge for us is obviously because we are the biggest in WA and there's no many other competitors. It's all the weight of that education comes down to us. So when we started with the business, as soon as we got some studios launched and we've seen that we can help so many people, it was just natural kind of progression. We go, okay, if we can help so many people in Perth, why we can't do the same thing across Australia? And when I realized that franchise is an amazing way how we can share our business kind of principles, the way how we run successful business, and we can share it with people who would like to really progress and establish their own business. That was the reason behind we decided to go with franchise, to give opportunity to all these amazing people to really carry on with our brand. And it's a personal service, so it comes down to the people in the studio, because that will create the whole experience. We can have the technology, people will come because of the technology, but they will stay because of our people.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm from Reliquaire in Latrobe, Tasmania, and I'm the manager here. Here at Reliquaire, we sell a wide range of gifts for everyone you could possibly imagine from all over the world. We have been operational for 26 years, since 1995. My top 3 tips for business success are stay true to yourself, get really good staff and look after those staff. And number 3 would have to be know your strengths and use them well.
If you ever find yourself in northern Tasmania, Reliquaire is certainly a must-see attraction. Be sure to try some of their famous homemade fudge while you're there. It is sensational. Stay tuned and we'll show you how to get bang for your buck when it comes to your digital marketing spend. You don't want to miss that. As lockdowns continue around the country, many Australians are suffering from financial hardship. These money worries are placing significant stress on health and well-being, with a recent report by debt support charity Way Forward revealing that 7 in 10 Aussies worry about money all the time. David Berry is Chief Executive of Way Forward and joins me today to discuss mental health, debt stress, and strategies to keep your finances on track. David, so many people are experiencing credit stress and falling behind on payments. What kind of impact is this having on their credit rating?
Credit ratings are made up of two key components. One is their credit score and one is their credit file. When people miss payments, it will affect their credit report. Now, how that affects them really depends on how much of an impact it's having. So many missed payments have a greater impact and can impede their ability to borrow funds in the future. Just because you have a bad credit report doesn't mean that you won't be able to have access to funds, but it can limit the amount of funds that you have access to or the terms that you may have in relation to those debts.
And what ways can people repair a bad credit rating if they've fallen into difficulties?
First piece of advice is never pay someone to do that for you. If your credit report is legitimately incorrect, you can get it fixed very easily. All you need to do is go to the creditsmart.org.au website and they will help you understand your rights and how you can fix your credit report.
You see, a lot of small business owners have turned to personal loans and credit cards to make ends meet during the pandemic, and now they find they're struggling. What strategies would you suggest if someone's starting to feel like they're losing control of their finances?
There's three things that I would suggest. The first is you need to start now, and you need to start now by asking yourself the hard questions. Where am I spending money that I don't need to? And what are the things which I'm investing time in which aren't going to generate the revenue for myself, for my family, or for the business? The second piece is communication, and this is really, really key. And it's not just communicating with your lenders, it's communicating with your life partners and your business partners. If you don't have the conversation now, that conversation is only going to get harder the further you go down the track. The last piece is seek advice and seek help. The Small Business Debt Helpline has been established specifically to help small businesses that are struggling. It's a free service. It's funded by the government. You can give them a call on their 1-800 number. It's 1-800-413-828. If you have a great accountant, would highly recommend engaging them. They can help you in understanding where you can spend your money or how you can better spend your money. They can also help you understand what your cash flow needs are for the coming 3 to 6 months.
Some great advice there, David. Thank you for joining us and sharing your insights.
Thank you, David. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Finally this week for Ask Kochie, Shoshana EISNER, founder of QED Skincare, has a question for us.
Hi, this is Shoshana EISNER from QED Skincare in Sydney. Now that we can't travel overseas to show off our products at international trade fairs, what are some of the best ideas to showcase our Aussie products for overseas retailers?
To help me with this answer, I'm joined by international trade expert, the airport economist himself, Tim Harcourt. Tim, good to see you. Look, I imagine in these pandemic times, this is quite a common problem for businesses that would usually attend trade shows to network and sell their products. How can business owners still forge these connections in these times?
Well, that's right, Kochie. For the majority, they've been having to use virtual trade shows and webinars. Some businesses can get permission. ASM, for instance, my mate Dave Woodall got over to South Korea for a $1 million deal in critical minerals, but for the most part, for most small businesses, they've had to go digital during this time.
What's the role of third-party marketplaces in filling the gap?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, a lot of companies already use third-party markets. For instance, in Korea, there's a lot of TV shopping, digital shopping. So Blackmore's in the Airport Economist used that facility a lot. And for the most part, most government agencies, most postal services can give you a good steer on what type of facilities to use.
And where can businesses go for help in developing an e-commerce export strategy?
Well, Australia Post has a very sophisticated e-commerce strategy, and also you can go to Austrade and the government agencies like Global New South Wales. They can represent you at trade shows in markets and also get you up and running with your e-commerce, with your digital strategy, and keep you in touch with your customers as we get through this global pandemic.
Always great advice, Tim. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, David.
Well, that's the show for today. I hope you now have a spring in your step and feel motivated to growing a successful business. Visit our website for more useful information and resources at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au. Sign up for the weekly newsletter while you're there. Look forward to seeing you at the same time next week. Bye for now.